Today, to a House subcommittee, an immigrant testified on behalf of immigration reform, advocating a path for citizenship, dismissing proposals to deport undocumented workers as impractical. One would expect Fox News to be all over that, considering it was the same congressional panel that heard testimony from Stephen Colbert last week, considering the immigrant was lobbying for, in Fox News speak, amnesty for illegals. But in our third story, instead of hyperventilating into near hysterics, as it did over Mr. Colbert, the folks at Fox were rather subdued in their coverage of today's hearing. And when I say subdued, I mean they only mentioned it once. Odd, considering that the testimony came from their boss, the CEO of News Corp, the non-spiritual leader of Fox PAC, Rupert Murdoch. Mr. Murdoch, alongside New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, testifying as part of a coalition of mayors and business owners, citing his own experience as an immigrant to this country. Mr. Murdoch affirmed that reform would strengthen this nation's economy if only, he lamented, there wasn't this partisan rhetoric driving the debate.
Today, America is deeply divided over immigration policy. Many people worry that immigrants will take their jobs, challenge their culture, or change their community.
Whose bloody idea is that, Spacky? Gee, I wonder where he got those crazy ideas.
We have millions of people that have not respected American law, American sovereignty.
These are illegal immigrants, crossed into Arizona, committed violent crimes.
You deport them.
Okay.
You have
so
to get
the
them
ones
out
that
there.
don't,
we don't
after a period of time,
bad behavior.
Okay.
Nevertheless, Mr. Murdoch continuing his plea for reform.
While supporting complete and proper closure of all our borders to future illegal immigrants, our partnership advocates reform that gives a path to citizenship for responsible, law-abiding immigrants who are in the U.S. today without proper authority. It is nonsense to talk of expelling 11 or 12 million people. Not only is it impractical, it is cost-prohibitive.
Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters, one of Murdoch's network's most frequent targets of late, pressing Mr. Murdoch on why exactly those reasonable views don't seem to be reflected in any one of Mr. Murdoch's news outlets.
Why are you here with a basically decent proposal talking about the advantage of immigrants to our economy, but I don't see that being promoted on Fox?
We are home to all views on Fox. If you wish to come and state these views, we'd love to have you on Fox News.
No, I don't want to be on. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about...
We don't censor that or take any particular line at all. We are not anti-immigrant on Fox News.
What is the difference? What is the contradiction? Why don't you use your power to help us to promote what you're talking about?
Well, I would say that we do. With respect, we certainly employ a lot of immigrants in Fox, and in all arms of Fox. But you're talking about Fox News. We have many immigrants there, and we do not take any consistent anti-immigrant line. We have certainly debates about it from both sides.
We have over 4,000 Australians named Bruce working for the company in Wallabaloo alone. Later, Democratic Congresswoman Linda Sanchez, who, unlike Mr. Murdoch, apparently has seen Fox, questioned him on this response, as in, isn't your network anti-immigrant?
I don't think we do take an anti-democratic. We're very happy to welcome any Democrats onto Fox News.
No, I didn't say anti-democrat. I said anti-immigrant.
Republican Congressman Lamar Smith to the rescue.
There was an independent study done that actually showed that Fox was the most fair of all the television news programs. If you're coming from a liberal perspective, it might seem conservative, but to the objective observer, Fox actually has both sides more often than the three networks, and I'll put that in the record in just a minute.
Oddly, Mr. Smith has a point about both sides. Here's Mr. Murdoch back in June on Fox and Friends discussing immigration with somebody who looks like host Steve Doocy.
You touched a moment ago, Mr. Murdoch, on the politics of it. This is a political hot potato. How do you get by the partisanship that has been out there and so biting for a while?
I don't know, but I think it can be done. I think the mayor has shown how you get past it in the city of New York. I think we can show to the public the benefits of having migrants and the jobs that go with it.
Perhaps sensing panic and or betrayal from the Fox viewer at home, after the boss left, the real Steve Doocy kicked out his more reasonable avatar and alongside his co-hosts got everybody back on message.
Tell us about the threat of illegal amnesty by executive order. There are millions of illegals in this country, and there's something going on where an executive order could make them legal.
Thousands of illegal immigrants are being encouraged to participate in the 2010 census.
Illegals and the census, including illegals. And the more illegals in a district, the better for people in Congress.
There you are, Congressman Smith. Both sides out of the same guy's mouth.